welcome to stampingcatcrew.com. Today we're going to make this Oh So Eclectic card. I want to show you quick how I did the backgrounds, and I know we've talked about this before. I normally don't do a lot of die cutting on camera. I try to have most of my pieces done ahead of time, but I'm going to show you that today. The rest of the stuff I have stamped and pre-done. So this actually used to come as a bundle. It's the Eclectic Layers Framelits and the Oh So Eclectic stamp set, but they are meant to work together. They coordinate. So this leaf matches this. The flowers that we've done matches this. I've done some of these to pop up the color. So lots of fun things. I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. Here, and I've got pieces that I've already pre-done, so all of these are ready to go. So I'm just going to set those aside and the little pieces aside. This is the smoky slate layer here, and this is this fun pattern, and what I did is just about here on that front of that paper, and I'm going to put the top down, and I just put my hand on there to stabilize that and run it back through, and then just carefully lift that off. And I do have one of the brushes that I do just gently roll across here to pop out all those little loose pieces. Love this brush. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up right here enough to have about the same width of those lines that we had on the rest. And I'm going to run that through and back. The Big Shot aside. And again, the die brush makes it really easy just to remove this. You saw how that really didn't stick that time because we did it before we removed all the little pieces. I'm going to set those aside. So we have this fun background frame here, just like on the main card. So you can have it however you want to have it for the orientation. So I'm thinking something just like this, because the flowers are going to cover up over here, and we've got some elements that are down here. So usually card making for me is pretty fluid. I don't a lot of times have a super set thing in mind. I kind of work it out as I go. I did have this popped up, so I'm going to grab my dimensionals. Okay, so got the dimensionals on, and you can see I just cut a couple little strips to keep that part popped up, and that won't show through the back because they're really thin. I've got an A2 card base cut at 11 inches by 4 1/4, and it's scored and folded in half at 5 1/2. So I'm going to center this right on the top here. Just like that. Then we've got 2 of the die cut leaves. I did the stamping in basic gray, and it really kind of has a grungy look to it, which I love, and then used this framelit to cut it out. Did it on Whisper White cardstock. I have the sentiment also done in basic gray. It's a 1/2 inch white cardstock strip. Then I have the backgrounds. I wanted to have some different yellows, so I did 2 of the Sassafras and 1 of the Daffodil Delight, and then the basic gray paper with this flower. So you actually cut these out with the basic gray, and then you center these on here, and you can get that center cut out part, which is really nice. So I decided to pop those up on these. So we're going to use a little bit of adhesive on the backs The other thing I'm doing is only putting adhesive on the center part so that I can pop up these edges and have that not be just a static flat piece. I've got a little knot with the little cross-stitch Daffodil Delight ribbon. So all we have left then is assembling the card. So I had one light saffron and one Daffodil Delight up at the top. And do those about here. Had one of the flowers at the bottom. So I'm going to do some glue dots to put those down. I'm going to add a little bit of the snail adhesive underneath and tuck that right down inside there. And we're leaving enough to add that little knot with a glue dot. Yes, right there. And then what we have left is two of these leaves. So you can use glue dot or a little bit of snail on the end because they're going to be tucked on the inside. I actually did just, since this is popped up, I could feed the stem right through like that. And I knew that I wanted to have it up on the flower enough so that it's not just like flat down on the card. It has some motion to it. And then I'm going to do the same thing right underneath here. Enough to pop it up. And the knot will sit right on top. And that's it. So I always tell you, remember to make your envelopes pretty. I stamped it full strength in the basic gray and then stamped off a couple times like that. And then flowers, if you want to, you can add some little center pearls or rhinestones or any of the, we have so many faceted colors of stones this time in the catalog. It's fun. So thanks so much for stopping by, and I hope this inspired you. The colors were from a color challenge that we recently did, and that's it. Happy creating!